Is love blind? We're going to find out today. That's not at all what this show is about today. It's Grimm, you guys. Grimm on AFTERBUZZ TV. We're talking about the episode Blind Love. This episode got real silly, real weird. We're going to talk about all the crazy ships that may or may not have come out of this episode. And let's talk some Shakespeare while we're at it. All that on today's Grimm After Show.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Hey, guys.
Hello.
I feel like this song's a week late for this after show.
Still Valentine's Day week.
Oh,
I get what you're saying.
Yeah, picking up what I'm putting down.
I agree.
Come on, Grimsters. Let's get it on. Let's get on with the show.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Welcome back to AFTERBUZZ TV's Grimm After Show. I'm your host, Zach Wilson. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at @ZachWilson. I got the whole panel here. The music's still playing. So I feel like I should be talking like this. I'm Zach Wilson. I got Tauri Miller.
Hey guys, I'm Tauri J. Miller. You can find me at Tauri J. That's TauriJay.
Ooh.
And we got the lovely Yael Tygiel.
Hi guys, Yael Tygiel here. You can find me at Yael Tygiel. That's YAELTYGIEL. I don't have to change my voice, because this is how I talk.
Now look, when you're trying to just get it on, you gotta drop down a couple octaves.
I really
Did you
don't
not
think
watch Hank
I don't
talking
think
to
I
himself in the
have
mirror?
to drop my voice down any further. It's pretty freaking low.
All right. With this music still going,
Yeah.
let's get the quote of the week.
Yeah, please read us the quote.
Love looks not with the eyes, but with the mind, and therefore is winged Cupid painted blind.
Ooh. I thought you were gonna do it like an old-timey British man.
Yeah.
Love is
All right.
not. Love is
Well,
not.
if we turn off the music. Look, while this music's playing, I can't not.
I'm sorry, this song should play the entire show.
Baby. Come on, darling.
Maniac in the chat says, "Come on, guys, don't lie. Sometimes you look at yourself like Hank did." What do you mean sometimes?
Every morning.
Yeah.
Have you
don't-
looked at my Instagram? I love myself.
So clearly, Yael has been under the spell.
No spell needed. I'm
All
sorry,
right.
I related
Thank you,
to Hank
Alexis. We
so
can turn
much.
out the
Keep
music.
telling me. I'm like, make up your mind, y'all.
No, I'm taking control back. The music was no. All right.
Oh yeah.
All right. The quote of the week was from A Midsummer Night's Dream.
Shock.
William Shakespeare. Yeah, shock because
Shock.
the entire episode is basically what if Grimm did Midsummer Night's Dream.
What?
I'm actually really surprised it took them 6 seasons to go, what if we just do a Shakespearean play?
Yeah. Like my dad, who used to be a Shakespearean actor, like called me after this. I was like, "Do you see they were doing Midsummer Night's Dream?"
Wait, I'm sorry, your dad watches Grimm?
Yeah, my parents watch Grimm.
Does he know what's going on this show? Are they aware of the ships?
I'm not sure. I don't know where they
I'm sorry,
stand.
next week your father needs to call in.
No.
So
I'm
good.
into it.
Yeah.
I'll find out where they stand on ships. I don't.
Bow.
All right. So what did you guys think of Blind Love?
I loved this episode. It was
Shocked.
what? Okay, so look, our Scooby Gang storyline and the Diana Renard storyline, and the Mirror to Hell, like all three storylines were crazy.
Yeah, they were.
As Tari would say, they were bananas.
Yeah.
B-A-N-A-N-A-S.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Flippin'.
Alexis. I loved every moment and think that we need more of this. It was so silly and fun.
Yeah. I have never read
No,
or
don't say
seen
it. Don't admit to it.
Midsummer Night's Dream.
Get out.
Get out.
But I was still able to enjoy this episode. I thought it was very silly. But like it was the kind of silly that we've gotten from Grimm that really like made you love the show to begin with, you know? So I thought that aspect was really good. I for a second thought we were going to get a full clip show just from the moment when they were reminiscing about stuff. And I was like, they haven't done this yet in 6 seasons, so like it kind of made me happy.
Yeah, I would have been okay with more clips. I mean, as much as like I feel like clip shows are like a cop out on writing, I feel like it's like, well, we need to fill an episode. Let's just flashback a
Look,
bunch.
this show's already like sort of drawing out towards this serialized plotline of the season.
Yeah.
We don't need a flashback episode.
I'm
I'm fine
it.
with getting like these little ones.
Yeah.
Like I love the reminder that like this all happened because Nick was basically like, you kidnapped that little girl. And Monroe's like, no, I didn't.
Yeah, I like that everyone can agree that the whole group together is because of Nick and Monroe.
Yeah.
Like they know where it came from.
Yeah.
And they're the best. I'm gonna miss them so much. Yeah.
Yeah, it was really nice to see all the camaraderie. Like we've spent so much time in a hectic, chaotic place with all of these characters. So to have them sitting around a table together, really like bonding and hugging and being happy and excited was really nice. You know, like it's not something we get too much on Grimm in that like there's especially in the later seasons where they allowed it to get a lot more dark. It was kind of nice to just be able to just sit and have a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah. This was fun. I really enjoyed the silliness of this episode.
On all fronts.
Yeah. Because even Diana... Let's start with that, and then we'll get into our
Yes.
main storyline.
Okay.
Because even Diana, like, ruthlessly, like, beating a guy to death. Because that's what happened. Remember, that's what she did.
Not to death, he lived.
Yeah.
Did he?
Yeah.
Yeah. He was just,
alive.
battered and stuff.
Fine. Let's go back. Beating a man within an inch of his life.
There you go. Yeah. Accurate.
Was like silly. Like, so when she gets taken, there was a like when Renard like goes to, he's like, oh no, and he like picks up the phone. Like I thought he was like gonna be under a spell as well, because he like picks up the phone like in a panic, and then just stops and calmly like goes and gets a cookie.
Because he realized that anyone who took Diana is an idiot.
Yeah.
Also, he's a terrible father.
Yep, that too.
Like beyond the fact that he lets his kid eat cookies for breakfast
And
like,
cook by herself unsupervised.
Yeah.
Hey, she doesn't even need fire.
Regardless.
I mean, the fact that they were able to take Diana means that they were able to exude some kind of exert. It doesn't matter. To have some form of control over her. So like he should still be at least a little bit worried. But he's like, ha, this will take care of itself.
Yeah.
And when he was like, come get her, and Renard was like, maybe later, maybe in a few hours. No, maybe she isn't okay.
Yeah, Renard, you don't know. Like, I get that she could take care of herself, but she's still a kid.
Right.
As a police captain, right? Like, he knows what happens on SVU. He
Right.
should know what happens to little girls that get kidnapped by strange men. Like,
Especially when, like, I guess when
In Portland?
he knows like who it is, and he's like, oh well, it's just a Lowen. Like Diana can handle a Lowen.
yeah, the chat is agreeing. Ivan says, terrible father. Vanessa says, Renard is a terrible father. Sarah, he was irresponsible.
Worst father ever.
Mr. D Style says that, yes.
I was thinking comic book guy.
Yeah, he says hashtag.
Yeah. Don't you know, Mr. D Styles is comic book guy.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So So she beats him to death, and almost to death.
It was a silly storyline. It was really fun to watch. We learned a lot about Diana this episode, right? Because aside from her ability to beat the crap out of a grown man, she also doesn't understand what secrets are or how they work. Because she's like
a child.
She just got an explanation about keeping it a secret, and then was like, "I'm gonna draw this," and then go, "You can't look at this. It's a secret."
Yep. That's how kids keep secrets. Yep.
I don't like kids.
I mean,
Go on.
She thought that only part of it was a secret.
Even though she said every single aspect of it. Tunnel, dangerous, map, all of it. She's just like, each piece. I think another aspect of Diana is that moment she had with Eve where she brings up Kelly, Nick's mom, and it makes you realize that that's a talk that someone's going to have with her, that Eve essentially is the reason why Kelly's dead.
Juliette is.
Yes.
Same.
Good point.
There's a distinction.
Different.
I know that it's
Different.
getting blurrier and blurrier, and at times I feel like we don't know who she is anymore.
Right.
That's actually something in this episode that it got even blurrier. Is like, are we looking at Eve, or are we looking at Juliette, or are we looking at both? Because I feel like right now the show is not being clear on which or like what the scenario is with her. Like, it's Eve, but it's not. It's Eve, but like she is behaving like Juliette, even colloquially at this point. Like, she's just like talking like Juliette. Like, what was I wrote it down. Where did I put it? I mean, what do you guys think while I find this quote?
I agree that we are kind of in this weird crossroad where we don't know who she is. I don't think she's returning to Juliette. I don't think she's staying Eve. I think we're getting a new mixed version, a mishmash. And this is going to be a third person, because I do think that she's still got that kick-ass soldier of Eve mixed with human emotion of Juliette.
Yeah, I just want them to address it more. Like, she's staying with Nick and Adeline, but nobody's addressing the fact that it's Juliette, and they live in what is effectively a studio.
Yeah.
It's a one-bedroom. They close those doors.
Yeah.
That is not a one-bedroom.
There's a one-bedroom.
That's like a New York one-bedroom with a false wall.
Yes.
The part that I was thinking of, like when she's talking about the guy that she sees in the mirror, like the Reaper, Zauber, whatever. She's like, except for Skullman wasn't there.
Right.
And it's this very jovial, like, this is how Juliette used to talk. Is that like sort of like lighthearted, calling out the ridiculous for what it is, and that's like the show. And this was a sillier episode, but that's not how Eve talks.
Right.
And I feel like the characters have to be noticing this and addressing it very soon, or I'm just like, why? Somebody talk about this.
I agree. Ninetail in the chat also says Eve is still sleeping in Diana's bed, which is a point that they also should address, that she can't stay there forever.
Yeah. Well, I think it's only been a couple days, right?
Right, but still, like, she can't stay there.
Of course she can.
I mean,
you know?
Nick and Adeline can't stay there.
Why not?
Because it's not a 2-bedroom. They have 2 children in what is effectively a studio apartment.
I know plenty of people that can live with 2 children actually in a 1-bedroom apartment just like that one. I know real life example.
Not to mention
That was smooth.
Yeah, so smooth.
Not to mention that all the bad guys know where they are.
Yes.
Yeah, that too.
And I get that the tunnel is sort of
Yeah, they have an
important
escape
now.
route.
Yeah, but come on. Like, it was they moved there because they thought it was going to be completely off the grid and no one would know.
Yeah.
And now everybody knows.
Sorry about the Juliette, Eve, her emotions, who she's becoming thing. I feel like they have much more important things that they need to address, and that's why they're not dealing with it yet.
Maybe, but like we're dealing with her enough that I even if it's a quick conversation, it needs to be. Maybe we don't have to resolve it, but it needs to be addressed.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I
Acknowledged.
I personally feel like she is Juliette. Like Eve was a hat that she put on or a mask that she put on for a while.
A bright platinum wig.
Yes. But like in the end, she's still Juliette. Like the conversation she had with Diana, kind of bringing it back to that. Like she was talking about how sad and lonely she is, and how it bums her out that she's in the current situation that she's in. Which is definitely like a Juliette thing, and when she was in the throngs of the love potion, they make a point to make her say like, you guys have the kids that we were supposed to have, you know. So like she is 100% Juliette. Just like she's a Juliette with an added layer of Eve's skills, but she's 100% Juliette.
Yeah, I don't disagree. There's a lot of like what made Juliette is clearly in there. I mean, even before they deal with the whole Midsummer Night's Dream like love potion scenario, Diana keys in on it and it's like, it feels like your tummy hurts. Trying to say that Juliette is like lovesick.
Yeah.
Like watching what is like effectively, depending on personalities, her ex like sleeping with her former mortal enemy.
Yeah, but I feel like the way the love spell worked out, right? So Juliette revealed Juliette feelings to Nick and was like, this is how I feel. And after the spell ended, he ran back to Adeline. He went straight to her and was like, I love you, I'm so sorry. And I feel like that moment, because we see Eve's face and we see that she kind of registers, I think, that it's not going to happen, regardless of a spell or that she's changing back. It's over. And I think she knows that. And I think that was the show addressing it, I hope.
That doesn't mean, well, she can know that like Nick doesn't feel that way about her.
But
it doesn't take away the way that she feels about him.
I think it'll help move her on with her life, you know, to travel with trouble and kick butt and make love.
We got two troubles in paradise.
I'd watch it.
Yep. Spin off,
moving
please.
to Showtime.
Oh yeah.
In my head, it is.
Moving to FXX.
No.
Oh.
No, Showtime.
Um,
Cinemax also acceptable.
And it's, you know, it's interesting. It's like it's tough to watch in a way because like from when Juliette was gone, it was like great, Nataland, all the way. But with Juliette back, and when I'm just like looking at Juliette Eve, Juliette, whatever we're gonna call her,
Eve. Go on. They call her Eve.
At this point, I'm like, no, I want you to be happy because I always liked Juliette as a character. Well, like when she before like all the insanity with dying and the hex and like all that, I really loved that character, and I was big on the Nick and big on Nick and Juliette like figuring it out. I really wanted that. So it's a weird situation, and like I think that's in a good way. Like they want it to be weird for the audience because it's weird for Eve.
I mean, I agree with Yael in the respect that like I don't think that Juliette, like I think that Juliette or Eve, Juliette, has moved on. Like I don't think I'm not a big shipper, so like it's never been like a Nataland versus Neve or whatever the like amalgam of their names are.
Just on ship names alone, Nataland wins. Neve's terrible.
Adeleisner? Anyone?
Juliette.
I just meant of the two, but
No, Adeleisner's the best one.
But like I think as a character, I think that overall she'll be more happy. She'll be more happy.
She'll be more happier. Go on.
If like she's put it all behind her feelings, and like she acknowledges that those two are happy together right now, and is just willing to be her own character.
Yeah, I agree. I think I agree with you agreeing with me. I think that Eve's going to be able to move on, right? She's going to take in her ninja studies and be like, I don't need this. This is, as much as this hurts, it'll be easier to just move on. And she will. With Trouble on Cinemax this fall. Yeah, no, nobody?
I like how you moved it to Cinemax now.
He suggested it was a good call.
It plays at 2 in the morning.
2 in the morning. I will absolutely watch this show. I'll be doing the after show as well.
Yeah.
From home.
Are we gonna have to
If you want them ratings, though, HBO.
Are we
It's not TV.
Are we gonna have to do
Netflix.
Grimm fanfic on this podcast? Like, is that what's
Are
gonna
we
have
not
to happen?
already doing that?
I mean, that's fair. All right, so let's take a look at the rest of this episode, the whole Midsummer Night's Dream plotline.
Well,
Yes.
are we going to skip the Hellmouth?
Oh, okay. I was gonna say for the end, but we're talking about Juliette now,
Yeah.
so we might as well.
Eve. We're talking about Eve. Just,
God,
I'm
I
sorry.
can't.
Well, here's
It's-
the thing. They keep referring to her as Eve, and
All
I think
right.
that's what matters, right? Like,
Okay.
the fact that the show and the cast hasn't been like, you seem real Juliette, like, they're still just calling her Eve.
That's fair. All right, Eve. So Eve is like now seeing, she sees a portal in the mirror and a face.
I
Yeah.
just want to point out that she was taking a steamy shower, and I appreciated it. I get told I don't appreciate the women enough, and I want to be clear that I very much do.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Looking real good.
Yeah.
No arguments from me.
Yael's been really trying,
Thanks.
baby.
But I predict the date, May 20 whatever.
4th.
24th, the date of that episode. Hellmouth opens in Portland. Buffy reference.
Interesting.
Yep, Buffy appears. It's going to be great. That's what this whole portal is. Hellmouth.
I liked how casual the like demon face was. You know, it just like popped in, was looking at her, and was like, "That's nice." And then Nick walks in, and it's like, "Hey, sup, brah?" Like it didn't say anything, it didn't do anything. Like it almost felt like on the other side, the demon saw a portal and was like, "What does this go to?"
Yes.
And then just like peeked in and was like, "This is weird."
Some girl in a shower.
These people got skin.
Yeah.
She's wearing a towel. What is this?
So it looked like it was either like a Grim Reaper thing, or probably more likely some sort of Zauberbeast.
How interesting that you think that.
Well, it looks similar. It's like a darker version. It looks like a true just like black skin tone of like what.
Careful.
No, I mean like the color, not the.
Yeah.
Go
Not the
on.
type of.
Tell me about how evil this black character was.
Hey, I didn't use the word evil. You did.
A lot of people that chat are saying that it's Ghost Rider and that Shield is having a crossover. But there's a lot of compliments on the effects. So
No, we got to call Ghost.
They were great.
You can see where the budget went in this episode into certain places and away from others.
what are you talking about?
Yeah, we saw each and every time that man was thrown using psychic powers. Each and every time.
Yes, and that man
a little girl
definitely
going like this.
that man definitely fell to like off a real cliff.
Uh-huh.
But no, the portal did look real good. But anyway, what I'm saying is, it looked like what the hell is his name? Bonaparte. It looked like Bonaparte's face, not like it was Bonaparte, but the same like design of a full-on
I see.
Zauberbeast.
Got it.
I was like, you think it's Bonaparte? Someone in the chat, where is it? Vanessa says, that's right, call Constantine. And then Mr. Goku says, no, then Yael will get Constantine canceled. I got Constantine canceled?
Wow.
I
Yo,
loved
how
that
dare
show.
you? Lucretia's gonna be really mad
I
at
know,
you.
sorry, Lucretia. Yeah, I think I agree that all of the budget went to this scene, and it was worth it.
Oh yeah.
It looked really good, and
Oh,
even
and the Cupidas guy.
yeah, the cupiditas.
Cupidas?
No, it's cupiditas.
Cupiditas?
Yeah.
Cupidus. Cupidus. Okay.
Sounds like a dinosaur.
The Cupidus.
The Cupidus lived in the Cretaceous period.
They're saying call Ghostbusters. I don't think. No, I think you call Buffy. It's a Hellmouth.
No, it's not. It's
She
not
didn't
a
do so well with
Hellmouths don't change place like that. You don't have a Hellmouth that like just comes through mirrors. Hellmouth is like a distinct point on Earth.
I think the Hellmouth is going to be Portland. All of it.
Right.
That would explain a lot.
You're welcome.
That would be really funny if the series
cancel Constantine.
If the series finale
You
of
know what?
Grimm ends with Sarah Michelle Gellar walking in and be like, "What's up, guys? Need a hand?"
Yeah.
And then Nick and Buffy just rush in together.
I would
Yes.
just love if she showed up and was like, I've done this before, just dies, and we're like, well, that was weird.
Just done it twice.
I know.
And then we start over with Nick and Buffy on a team-up adventure
Or
across the U.S. with trouble in tow.
no, Buffy and Nick die, and Eve and Trouble take off to Cinemax. Okay, I'm done.
Anyway,
No,
Why?
because you'll get the ratings and the boobs. Ratings and the boobs. Bow, 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 bow,
HBO
bow, bow.
slogan.
so we went to Shakespeare Land in this episode.
Yeah.
So it was so like there's so many Midsummer Night's Dream references throughout this. Like beyond Wu just quoting it
Yes.
straight up.
So great. I want to say I think it's really amazing that the show finally, after 6 seasons, decided, hey, you know that asexual Asian trope? Let's end that for once.
So we needed a Wu-mance.
And we got one. And
Yeah,
I
sort of.
appreciate it. I appreciate that we did something. I think it made a lot of sense that Hank was into himself. I would have really liked it if Hank and Wu were into each other.
That was something that I noticed is that like there were no other than Hank loving himself.
There were no same sex.
There were no cases of same-sex pairs, which I would say is mainly on the like. I'm not saying that the like completely forgiving it because like I would have been more interesting for them to do something with that, but I think it's that the Cupiditas, basically like because he puzzled them out like who was gonna fall for who.
I think he tried to, but
Well, he tried to. The only place where it got messed up was when Rosalie wouldn't take it because she was pregnant, and Hank
Right.
yeah,
took hers,
two.
which was meant for. So was the so I think well actually I think his intention it had to be that Wu and Hank one way or the other,
Potentially.
like Wu had to be going after.
We did this earlier.
Yeah. So Rosalie was definitely supposed to be going for Hank. There's a chance that Hank was definitely going to be going for Wu.
And then Wu would have been going for himself, except for that the girl's hair got into it.
Right.
So somebody was
Himself
going to
or
be going
Nick.
for themselves, or were somebody going to get two people fighing over them, which is its own like way to like
Right.
cause destruction.
Was there anyone who was unloved? Who else was Adeline? Was someone after Adeline?
Yeah, Monroe was after Adeline. No,
Okay.
Monroe
No.
was after Eve.
Yeah, so I guess no one was going after Adeline
So then, yeah.
in this scenario.
So then it would have been Wu.
So
and
Wu was
Adeline.
supposed to chase Adeline. Hank was supposed to chase.
Yeah, Wu was supposed to go for Adeline.
Rosalie was supposed to go for Hank.
Hank
and
was
then
supposed to go for Wu.
Yeah.
So he tried for one,
Yeah.
but that was where it got screwed up.
Sure.
Yeah. That works.
I would have.
I thought if I were him, I would have just put them in and not tried to plan it out. I would have just handed them when like, good luck.
No, because then there's a chance that you wind up with with like Monroe and Rosalie, like,
But I think
and then it doesn't do anything.
Well, I disagree. I think with the spell, you're going to. It's a love of fire, right? It's Amor de Infierno. So it's a passion, a love that's, I think, more extreme. And I think that even if people who loved each other had this, I think it would have taken it to the next level. Especially, he said 3 times the dose, and it would have ended up hurting each other anyway. Love hurts, they say.
Perhaps.
That's how I would have done. I would have been like, good luck.
Yeah, I think he like wanted to like know who he was doing it to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lydia says, can we talk about the unsanitary conditions of this hotel kitchen? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, this hotel is gross.
I think an easier tactic would have been to just poison them.
Yeah,
Like,
but
it would've
that's
just-
not his power.
So this all started because like Nick arrested this guy's dad before he was even a Grimm.
Yeah, so he arrested a criminal,
Yeah.
put him away, and the criminal's son decided to attack a cop.
Yeah.
Yeah, I sort of wish that this had been related to him being a Grimm. Like,
Really?
I wish that I think it would have been more interesting if it was if we got like I know we hadn't been introduced to a Cupiditas before, but if it had been like Nick had stopped, had like as a Grimm, like more outside of the justice system, because it would have made his anger more
Justified.
or righteous.
Yes, I think it would have been really interesting because Yael and I were talking about earlier that, especially in the first season, Nick was all about murdering this Besson of the Week. So having someone come back and be like, bro, you like killed my uncle, or you killed my sister, my father, my whatever, my relative or friend, like that holds a good amount of significance. Whereas like, hey, you properly imprisoned my father,
Who was a criminal.
right, has less weight.
Yeah.
I also really wish it would have been someone that we had seen.
Yeah, I mean, they almost played it like it was supposed to be,
Yeah.
and then it wasn't.
I would have really liked it if they had gone to season 1, episode 1, watched it, picked an extra, and went, okay, you're going to come back and make this phone call. Because that would have been amazing. That would have been so cool.
Yeah.
To tie it back to right before.
Yeah.
Anywho.
But yeah,
Capaldi's a good one.
come on.
I said anywho.
Oh.
Sorry.
Sorry, inside jokes, bro.
But yeah, I really
Accurate.
I really did enjoy like the it really did instead of gathered for a wedding, they gathered for a birthday, but like same basic kickoff point. You like the whole plot line of this fairy creature because he's basically supposed to be Puck, like Puck and Oberson, like sort of like Oberon.
Yes.
I wrote it down wrong.
I know this play very well.
Yeah, but like it's sort of he's sort of playing both roles a little bit. But like the line like fetch me that flower, the herb I shewed thee once, the juice of it on sleeping eyelids laid will make a man or woman madly dote upon the next creature that it sees. Although this was like a little bend because he was able to control who they were going to fall for.
Right. I think also it was a little Cupid-y, because there are stories of Cupid being a demon more so than what we imagine.
Well, it's the classic Grimm way of doing it. Like, no
Right.
matter what the fairy tale is, like, what's the most twisted version of this character?
Yeah.
Like the 3 little pigs. Like, the pigs are just as bad.
Yeah. Also, Rosalie killed someone.
Yeah.
And they were like, there's only one way to stop it. Yeah, I know. Okay.
Yeah,
And we're just
as
like,
she does.
Okay, then.
Girl, you're about to have 3 babies. You're ruining framing.
Wait, no, Zach, come back.
I mean, she's not the first one to murder someone.
Yeah, Diana murdered somebody yesterday.
She didn't kill him.
Yeah, I'm not talking about that, dude.
Oh, okay.
Is there anyone in the like main gang that hasn't murdered someone? Like Monroe's killed someone.
He's killed a lot of
Lou's
people.
killed someone. Hank, I think, has also killed someone. Nick has
Hank,
killed
I don't
lots
think
of people.
has ever like murdered anyone because he's never.
He shot people.
He shot people, but always in the line of duty.
Right.
Which doesn't killing and murder are 2 different things.
Yes.
But like Wu has gone like nuts and
right.
murdered people.
He killed a bunch of people.
Right.
Yeah. Like Nick has like murdered people.
Yes, Nick beheads people.
Eve has
She's an assassin.
yeah, she's an assassin. Rosalie, like if she hadn't before, which I think she has, but like she absolutely has now.
Yeah.
That's in killing. It's
Adeline
it's a thing.
absolutely has.
Yeah.
Remember when she was evil?
Remember in season 1? Didn't she kill someone's mom?
Yes.
Well, Aunt, but
Yeah, that too.
Didn't she use her own mom's body to do a spell?
Good times.
Yeah.
Good times.
So good.
oh
Remember
man,
when she-
Grimm.
Just to be clear, Grimmaniac reminds us that you can check out the deaths and kills on the Grimm Wiki.
Yay!
I like that we're sitting here trying to figure it out. And he's like, guys.
We already
there's
did that.
Guys.
We did the work. Don't worry about it.
Oh man.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, I mean, it was a lot of this episode was silly in so many ways.
I hope that Wu ends up with that girl.
Just to clarify, sorry, there's confusion over Wu pushed the guy off the cliff, or Rosalie did. And I think it was, in the end, technically Rosalie, but it was in the middle of this four-way fight.
Yeah, I'd have to go rewatch it. I thought it was Rosalie, but I guess it
May have been Wu.
Yeah, because he went up and like he went Neander Wu.
Right, because he was attacking Holly.
Yeah, and
I absolutely loved the moment when he was telling her how much he loved her and then looked at her name tag and was like, Holly. Yes. So great.
That's how love works.
I know. It happens to me all the time.
Don't you believe in love at first sight, yo?
Do you believe in love after love?
Do you believe in magic?
Do you believe in love after love?
After love?
Wait, is it life after love?
Yes.
Yes.
Maybe.
The course of true love never did run true.
Okay.
Now it's up to me.
What do you guys think
We're
is going to
done.
happen in next week?
Yeah. All right.
In the studio? That seems inappropriate for the air.
To predictions?
Yeah, let's move into some predictions.
I was gonna do it. I was like, no, I'll wait.
TV predictions.
Okay.
I predict that we're never gonna get a true womance. We want one.
I think that was it.
Yeah. He's got his cat. Apparently. That's what he said.
Yeah.
Somebody
nice.
love Wu.
I love Wu. I also love cats.
We love Wu.
And we love Wu.
Yeah. Maybe maybe that one hippo,
hippo.
creature will come back.
Yes.
And she'll find a way to get with Wu. I think that'd be a good romance.
That'd be a really great romance because she was looking for a good man,
And he's a
Wu
good
is a
man.
good man.
Wu's a great man.
I ship it. I ship it.
I don't even remember her actual name.
I don't-
so.
They didn't give her one.
I don't think she had one.
So we're gonna call her Hippu.
Hip-Woo.
Hipwu.
Hip Wu.
Or
Whoopo.
Whippo. Whippo.
Whippo.
Okay.
That's my prediction.
All right, so
my prediction.
our tease of next week was very simple, but we're gonna get more with the man in the portal,
Yeah.
mysterious Grim Reaper like figure.
I think for anyone who missed the map that we got and the explanation, because I think we're heading towards, this was episode 7, we need to start heading towards wrapping up the...
We have 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 6 more episodes, guys.
Yeah, but
Okay.
12 is
2-parter.
12 is the
12
date.
is the March, like the 12 is the second to last episode, and it is when whatever's gonna happen
Yeah.
is gonna happen.
So I think we're heading...
Super clear.
We're heading there. Gamer Girl in the chat says the skull thing can unsuppress Vesson, like it'll unsuppress Eve's Hexenbeast and turn people into Vesson and into Grimms and into humans. I like that idea.
We were talking about like both sides of this prediction last week. That it would like whatever happens on March 24th will either cause every Vesson to come out, or
I think you predicted this.
Yes, I
not,
did.
Not we were talking about.
well, no, but then the counter that I remember
Yes.
one of you guys brought up was maybe it will shut down all of Vesson. There's a couple sides to it. Like maybe it will, like one of my other crazy left field throws was, what if it turns all of humans into Vesson?
I think on that date, this portal will open and the devil will come out.
I just want to see what I really want to see.
I'm the devil.
He just like comes out his skull face at all. Just like,
Yeah.
what's up, guys?
This
Devil
looks
here.
Nice. Portland, you say?
Follow me on Twitter at devil.
And then he just becomes a regular Portland resident. He's just like, cool, I'm gonna get a bike, I'm gonna go to Salt and Straw. Anyway,
nice.
yes. I mean, yes, we can all assume that essentially there's going to be a giant portal. Do we think that this devil character is going to be an actual character, like someone we're going to be introduced to before that date?
I think people in the chat were saying that we were promised a villain this season that is different and someone we haven't met yet. So I think if that's the case, then that for sure.
Okay.
That's a long time to tease us with something like that. To not meet him before then.
I feel like maybe we kind of did. Like with Eve's hand grab and, like, I think this has all been building.
So you think we're just going to keep building until we meet him on the penultimate episode?
Yeah.
I feel like we introduce him before that.
Yeah, but like the portal opens and he can come through.
Yeah, but I think we meet it. We find out who he is before then.
Right.
Like I would say, maybe not next episode, but by like with like 3 episodes from now, I think we definitely will know who it is, even if we haven't met him in person yet.
The chat is saying interesting things. Liz says
Tell me.
may have a role with this portal thing. Gamer Girl says yes, I think he's a new villain. Sisters Grimm says the producers have said they'll be doing something creative with a time jump.
Oh.
What?
Everyone's hoping that Kelly and... Are you looking that up now?
Yes.
Everyone are
I hadn't
hoping
read
that Kelly and Diana are becoming adults. Vanessa says Kelly and Diana are going to be the next Hansel and Gretel. Oh, that's so funny. And everyone's wondering about Kelly's powers. Does he have powers? Is he the polar opposite of Diana, where she's super, super strong, and has no
Glass.
powers? Nice.
Oh, like the Grimness skipped a generation?
Maybe.
Or got canceled out by by the Hexen?
He's Josh. He can't do anything.
No! But like, keep in mind, but he's also potentially a Zauberbeast.
Kelly? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's half Hexed Beast.
Or he's like Josh,
Yes.
where the powers canceled out, he's got nothing.
Right.
That would be the worst. With this family.
I would love it if, now that I'm hearing about this time jump, what if the date that we are given is the date that the whole world flashes forward, or like time jumps? Like the world just jumps, 15 years into the future. And everyone's like, what just happened?
Greenwalt said there's a very interesting time jump at the very end. There is some playing with time.
Is that going to be just like at the end of the series?
Yeah.
They're
Like the dead. What was the show? Was
They have like a Harry Potter moment.
like 6
Yeah.
feet under, like just like showed how everybody like ended,
Yeah.
like jumped around to be like, this is how their story eventually wound up.
I'm going to make a wild prediction and say that this demon skull face character is going to take over Juliette's body.
Eve.
And that's how we're going to be introduced to the character beforehand.
Nice.
And then essentially it's going to take corporeal form on that specific date.
I like it.
All right.
Gamer Girl says Josh will become a Grimm. You just watch.
Time has passed, bro.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people are like, we're gonna see Josh. I don't think we're
No,
gonna see
I
Josh.
don't think he's coming back.
The fact that we got to see Meisner again like we are not seeing Josh. That was ridiculous.
Yeah.
It was
Though
so
I would love it if he
unnecessary.
came in the season finale and was a badass. He's like, I learned a lot of stuff from HW. I'm so cool now.
I'm the new,
Yeah.
I'm the new Meisner. Whips out an axe off like both. He has like double axes on his back.
And
Takes
they
his
show
shirt off.
his like his facial hair just grows out from like in that moment. He's like, ugh, I'm a badass human.
This will happen. He'll have two axes on his back. He'll rip up, I'm Josh and I'm back, and he charges in, and then the evil Our Beast guy is just like, whip, throws him away.
Oh, I thought that was his shirt flying off, and he has like insane abs, and then he like turns to the camera and goes, "Oh, Yael." Right? That's what happens.
And then it moves to Cinemax. Anywho.
Late night Skinamax.
Grimmaniac says, I predict that Eve dies sacrificing herself to save Nick and Adeline. That's a really, that's a nice prediction, actually.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
I don't. Somebody's gonna die. Would be my prediction. I would say
Really? Because, okay.
at the series end, like if we were coming back, I would have maybe think differently.
I thought we had predicted for so long that Renard was going to die. In the
Not
finale.
anymore. He's
Yeah,
sort of like,
meh.
like he's
done.
not like irredeemable anymore.
He's been
just
redeemed.
like
He's like, nah, I'm captain of the police
he's just
force."
like semi-redeemed. Like he's still a dick, but like he's not like 100% evil.
Yeah.
And he's like, I run the police, and I got a kid, and I got a nice apartment with an amazing view, and people keep complimenting my apartment. I'm really good looking. I'm good.
Yeah, he's like GT style Vegeta. You know what I mean? Like he's really, really domesticated.
What did he say?
I understand.
Yes, thank
Okay.
you.
But like that's like Renard dying wouldn't be as interesting to me. I do think like if we are gonna get a time jump, we're gonna like flash forward to like teenage Diana.
I want that.
Yeah, but like teenage Diana, who's like, we're gonna see one way or another what side of history she winds up on.
Oh, Lydia
All right, we
says
gotta start wrapping up. So, what do
Renard
we got?
dies and Diana goes Dark Phoenix on everyone.
Ooh.
Love it.
Snap! And she's like, "Why didn't you tell me about my other mom dying?
Yeah.
What's wrong with you people?"
Would have been so good. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. All right, let's get out of here.
Yeah. All right. So that's gonna do it for the Grimm After Show here at AfterBuzz TV. Thank you guys so much for joining us and putting up with our insane theories. It's been a blast. We've got a bunch left to go.
I said hit it.
No.
Here you go.
Aw. Yeah.
Just kidding.
So long, Grimsters and Grimmaniacs.
Should we tell them where we can find them?
You guys can find me, Zach Wilson, on all social media platforms at that Zach Wilson. Also, be sure to check out Sci-Fi Weekly on Sundays at 4 and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. on Tuesdays at 11 p.m.
Ooh.
So much more. Say farewell, guys.
Sorry.
And I'm Tauri J. Miller. You can find me at Tauri J. It's TAURIJAY. And also on the DC CW slate here on AfterBuzz TV.
Okay. I'm Yael Tygiel. You can find me at Yael Tygiel. That's YAELTYGIEL.
You're not gonna give us a sexy goodbye, yo?
This is my sexy goodbye.
Correct.
Thank you.
Damn sexy.
You can find me on the Switch to Birth After Show, the SVU After Show, Gay Weekly Roundtable. I do other shows. The Flash.
Yes.
Also, I have a podcast. It's called Intimate Interrogations. Sometimes it is filthy. Sometimes it is not. We'll see you next time.
Oh, I love you guys. This has been the Grimm After Show. Thanks for geeking out with us.
Thanks for geeking out with us.
From Executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
Buzz you
Views expressed
later.
herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.